Welcome to Antique Sprinklers. It can be challenging thinking of a fresh approach to take with sprinkler videos, especially when you get into the point where you've had a few hundred of them up. And, this is no different. I will say, as an angle with what we're talking about tonight, a Rainbird 30 EV. I've been talking to some old friends online quite a bit, kids I grew up with, and when I saw the EV after the 30, in talking with these friends, it reminded me of a band that we listened to in the 1980s, and I thought maybe that would be a cute thing, but it would be for maybe one person or two who would ever see this, and the rest of you would think I was kind of an oddball. So I don't think we'll be doing any kind of gimmicks like that. There will be no Devo references to 30s alternative bands, nothing like that. I won't tell you about probably the person I've known longest outside of my own family, our second longest anyhow, who worked with me in irrigation way back in the days and had a very successful career himself. And I certainly won't say this was largely his idea. I'll go ahead and take credit for that. And this is the Rainbird 30 EV, and we'll show some pictures of it here. And it is a wedge drive from Rainbird, and it is a very interesting impact sprinkler. And so a couple of things that are unique to it. Obviously, you've got the wedge here, and the wedge is patented. It really carries two patents, and both from pretty significant names, maybe not as well remembered today, but from the industry in the 60s and 70s. One of them being W. Richard Malcolm, and he had the original self-cleaning wedge patent for Rainbird in the later part of the mid-60s. And he's famous because after that he went on to be Buckner's chief of engineering, and then was the first president of a company in basically the same town called WeatherTech. He didn't last a long time in that position, but he was one of their founders and the first president. And then the other person who added a patent in the early 1970s is a guy named Robert Costa. And you can find his name associated with a number of the innovations that Rainbird made during that time period. So on the other end of it, and I'll show a better picture of it, you have a spreader nozzle coming out the back side. And it lays down a really interesting pattern. And we capture it pretty well when we show it running. With the wedge, this thing rotates very quickly. And there's not a ton else to say about it. It was introduced in 1974. It's shown as a new product in my 1974 catalog. And then I don't see it much after that. I don't know how long it was available. I have limited agricultural catalogs from Rainbird, so most of my stuff is, a catalog that was the whole line, or a landscape and turf catalog that they also added some ag to. So it's very possible that this thing made it into the 80s and beyond, and I just don't have the relevant information to be able to know that. It runs incredibly well. Like I mentioned, it runs kind of quick. It's a good ag sprinkler. The nice thing about the wedges is they will run in adverse conditions where an impact with a spoon drive will suffer a little bit sometimes. And I think you're going to enjoy watching this thing in operation. Thanks.